It's a bright and wonderful morning, perfect timing for tea actually. Hello and welcome to Tea Time, where we make it our business to bring you the biggest entertainment news on planet Earth. I'm Tokunbo, and as always, I'm not alone. I'm here with the amazing Elsie Godwin and the full of surprises Ife Oshunkeye and the intuitive Ife Omai. Hello, people.
Hello.
What's and the supreme Tokunbo.
Supreme. Okay. All right,
the
so what's
being.
new? Anything new? No? Okay, or let's just quickly delve into... Let's delve into our first story, guys. You know, it's regarding... It's very interesting.
There are a lot of news.
Sorry? There are a lot of new stuff. Yeah, but I want to delve into our Norwegian story. Yes?
Okay.
Yes. So our first story is going to be this Norwegian-based artist, AppyDay, who calls that singer Duncan Mighty, who says he was swindled or Duncan Mighty swindled him out of 1 million naira. And he actually showed proof and showed his conversations, his receipts, yeah, and showed conversations with both the manager and his booking manager, and I think even with Duncan Mighty himself. So this is really quite interesting because he's calling out someone who I think is a big star here in Nigeria, even though he lives or resides in Port Harcourt or is Port Harcourt based. Okay, so let's start with you, Elsie.
I mean, he's coming out with proof. That's a good one. He's not just coming out to talk. And from what he was saying, I think Duncan Mighty got around recording the... what's the name of the song again? I can't remember, but
Loretta,
he did his
Taxi
part.
Driver.
Yeah. Even though he did not show up, he recorded it and sent it, and then he still did not show up for the video shoot after collecting money. And you know, it's just tacky. I don't know why Duncan Mighty is always in the news for the wrong reasons. I mean, the first time was the taxify driver. The next one was with what's our guy's name? The guy who called into the show, Magneto, you know, and now this. So I don't know why he's always in this type of situation.
Even speaking about Magneto, I would say for someone who called out Magneto for not making him appear enough in a song which he was part of the creative process, then I think he would understand the business a whole lot better and try to show more support for people. And I don't think he even got to record the song, because they kept lying. They said they were at the airport, then later they said they were at Port Harcourt, they were going for the election.
Recorded was, which video are you shooting if there is no song? So I think they got he did not come to the studio, but he did something from, you know, this the recording and sending.
But you know, it's a Duncan Mighty, and these days you have mobile studios, so they could be like the Amaya Yahoo Boy video was shot on Saturday, was released on Sunday. You get like, it's these days you don't have to wait like 2 weeks for your video to be out there anymore. So I feel Duncan Mighty, like you said, is in the news for wrong reasons, and if you're calling out somebody for not appreciating your creative process, then I think when you get paid to actually work on somebody's song, which is their creative process, which is their means of livelihood, then you should be able to support 100%. So we don't know how true, because they haven't commented, but...
All right, let's hear what Lady Ife has to say.
I mean, I'm just going to go off what everybody has said. It looks like he doesn't really
dodgy, your word.
Yeah, he's definitely
You mean Duncan Mighty?
Yes, and he doesn't have a very good business ethics in general. He looks like someone that doesn't have a very strong integrity value, like your yes be your yes and stuff like that.
I think that's what Ife means by dodgy.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And also, like, 1 million in the large scale of things from Duncan Mighty just seems so
petty.
Yeah.
No, he said it was 3 million initially, but then they bargained and
and it came down to 1 million.
And on top of the 1 million, he's still paying the flights and the accommodation and
for
everything.
the logistics.
And it's running to, I think, 1.38 million or something. So
so I don't know why he would
charge.
You know? No, why he would be petty over that kind of
I want
small amount of
us
money.
to be like, you know, fair on Duncan Mighty, regardless of, you know, however we feel in terms of, you know, the kind of dodgy stuff that we think. But I want to like see, okay, let's even look at like his staff. Could they be to blame, or should we like blame it on Duncan Mighty? Because I'm thinking maybe the manager maybe did not communicate as effectively as he should have, especially with regards to time. Because I think like, you know, with these artists, they're always thinking about, you know, their own itinerary. They're just thinking about what they're going to do. And if they don't get past the information from the manager or with the PA or the booking manager as well, things things can get very messy.
I'm glad you brought this up. You remember when Ashidapo came on the show and he said the song wasn't played? You know, I asked him a few questions like, who are you going to blame? Is it your management? So I'm glad you brought this up too. It could be miscommunication. It could also be Duncan Mighty not regard or having other projects at hand that he had to do at that moment. So in his support, which is why I said he hasn't responded. So we shouldn't just jump into let's hear what they have to say, and maybe they might even. I
saw a tweet. I don't know if it's a tweet or an Instagram, but I saw something that Duncan Mighty said. He responded and was like, be honest, if we meet in the street, will you honestly say that I've actually seen you face to face? Because Duncan Mighty is claiming that he has never even met the guy.
Well, I think this is always an easy way for anybody to come out and say, oh, I did not see your email, or you were not talking with me. You need to have people around you that oppose your integrity.
Exactly.
So you cannot have someone that is your manager and everybody knows this person is your manager, and then they're having conversations with this person and you come out to say, oh, did you see me? We don't have to see you. That's why you have a manager.
Face to face onto the video.
Exactly.
And Drake did not see Whiskey when they did.
And you didn't see his face, but you saw the money. You saw the money.
It's not about meeting the person.
The money inside your account, Sha.
So for him to go ahead to record the whatever version he recorded in Port Harcourt and sent to him, then he knew about this deal.
You don't need your manager. You don't need your manager to teach you how to be responsible. It's just business ethics.
With Ife on this one regarding whether the song was recorded or not, because I didn't get the impression from the article.
When he did show up for the video, that is when AppyDay became extra angry and like, why would you do all this
if there's no song?
What video are you shooting if there's no song? So he also mentioned that after he did not show up for the video shoot, the following day he sent another version saying it is his revised version of whatever he had sent earlier. So you're playing with somebody's time and money and effort. For what? It's not fair.
Okay, also regarding this money thing, because we were saying initially they had discussed 3 million, and then all of a sudden they bargained and it was 1 million. So what they agreed was that after for the 1 million, instead of him to pay the full 1 million that he was supposed to pay. Okay, I think
at first they agreed at 50%, and then after a while Duncan people said it has to be 70%.
No, they said they wanted 100.
No, it was 70 first.
70.
Then they paid the 70. After paying that 70, then they come up with the flight details and all that. That was also
but it was not part of the initial agreement.
Yes, it was not.
Which was outside, and he said he's still obliged.
The hotel you guys are saying you're going to be lodged in is 150K.
And he was saying it was
75K, but when you need your job to be done, you just neglect some certain things and be like, okay, no problem. Let me just put in all my effort.
Guys,
and then it's so
we need to go on a break. Sorry if I had to cut in, but we need to quickly take this break. When we return, we'll be bringing you news on singer Runtown. We'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 they pay.
Tea Time, and up next we're about to discuss singer Runtown, who says saving up money to exit the country has now become the Nigerian dream. But I think Nigerians have always had this dream, to go out. So I don't think it's new.
I disagree.
Oh, you disagree?
I think the rate is higher right now.
Yeah, but it's always been, unless you can say the rate is higher. But the way he's saying it is like it's just started. It's like it's been, but like I think
what he's saying is that it's become a Nigerian dream. You know how we have like the American dream?
Yeah.
It's become the Nigerian dream. It was never like that before. It wasn't even a big deal. My mom used to tell us stories about how like the oil company she worked in used to offer people to come, and they're like, no, what are we looking for? Because then things were good. The dollar rate, everything you wanted to go and find there was
Ife,
here.
let me just quickly go around the table and ask, Ife, do you think that's the case? That it was
the rate has
and
definitely
then
gone up.
No,
I
mean,
bet
it was
if
the
we ask
Nigerian
around
dream.
this table,
No,
I'm
it
sure
wasn't the
Elsie,
Nigerian
if not
dream.
because our boss is watching, she will not agree to this, but I'm sure she has an American account that she's saving up for.
Nah, sorry. No, the thing is, I was going to mention that I know so many people want to leave the country and for valid reasons.
Yes, no, but
especially
what I'm
when
saying
you
is that
don't have anything good. I get your point. I'm actually with Ife on this one. It was never like that from the
All right, sorry. Before we come to you, let her finish her point. I just
Well,
wanted to.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
just
yeah,
clarify.
because I know that before things were much better, especially in our parents' age and stuff. But today, it's across the board, across sexes, across age, like man, woman, unmarried kids, youth, old people, everybody.
Employed, unemployed.
Everyone, the malam on the street talking about, I need to go to Ghana, like everybody.
Even those that are wealthy are telling you,
Yeah.
if my money can't even, what's the word now? Protect me.
Yeah.
From SARS, from everything. You could just be going on your way and something bad happens.
Okay, Ife?
Well, I'm going to agree 100% with Runtown on this one, because really a lot of people, even we all have friends over there. Whenever you chat with them, the only thing they'll tell you is like, you should come over here. What are you still doing in that country? Like, even the pressure is even more for you to come from people living in the diaspora. They're like telling you, what are you doing over there? And you're telling them, no, you, what are you doing over there? Come down here. But at the end of the day, I think the rate has gone higher. And for someone like Runtown, who says he even has to hire protection, the police force, to protect himself from the police, that is just extremely out of it. Like, it's not supposed to be like that. We should focus on more things like, and I like the fact that he just didn't touch on police brutality. He also spoke about infrastructure, the bad economy, the bad road. He touched on almost everything, and I think this is what a lot of celebrities should be using their platforms for, to be adequately making sure that
advocates will advocate.
to be adequately making sure that they are touching on every issue. Do not focus on Yahoo boys. Do not focus on let's just focus on everything. I know we can do everything at once, but if we all know that this is the problem, then we would know. Like the guy that came yesterday, he said everybody's always promising you the same agenda, because that's the same problem that's been going on for years. If we get these things fixed, maybe people won't want to leave the country.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think the bigger thing for me is even opportunity. For someone that hasn't lived in Nigeria for about, I've left like maybe 7 years ago now. The one thing I know, because every other country has its problems. It might not be SARS. And I was going to say that, like, you might also be very careful with like picking all the issues, because every other place has something.
Exactly.
And there's not a place like Nigeria as well. We have something that's special to us that you can't find anywhere else.
Sure.
But I think the biggest thing, the reason I'm also an advocate for leaving, if you can, is that there is a fair chance elsewhere.
Yeah.
Here,
And then
the inequality is massive. If you're not born in a silver spoon, there's a high chance you're going to die with that wooden spoon. So wealth is generational. The inequality is high. It's almost hard to cross over as well. The rich stay rich, the poor stays poor.
And the gap widens.
Exactly, but other countries give you the fair chance, not about where you're from, your religion, or like.
And then they have the basic necessities at a cheaper rate as well.
Yeah.
At least there's food, water, and shelter. So, sorry,
To
carry
go
on.
for food.
Okay, so the opportunities are there, especially for young people. It is easier for you to gain independence outside of Nigeria than it is in Nigeria. If I was living here full time, the amount of money that a regular Nigerian whatever company is going to pay me can't help me pay rent on my own. So I'm probably going to be living in my mother's house till if I'm going to get married, and then getting a car or whatever. If my parents are not wealthy, I'm just in a typical lame. It's hard. But in other countries, you have good minimum wage. I can be able to afford a rent.
That's what I'm saying.
If possible, public transport is good. I can save money to get a car. I can charge my phone in the middle. Do you get like basic amenities are lacking?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there any other angle that we haven't even looked at that we might actually consider? Like you were saying earlier, the problems that we have in Nigeria. I don't know, because I really don't know.
I think another thing I would say is that sometimes I think people are a bit too desperate to go and are not really
focusing on what's really out there.
Yeah, because it's not that easy. There's no way you're going to go, like, you're not going to struggle. I mean, for me, biggest challenge living abroad is racism, and I'm a woman on top of that. So if you think that that's easy.
So racism and sexism in
one thing.
Yeah. And then these parts, they also show different kinds of things like racism, sexism, ageism, and so many other things as well.
So it's not like it's easy breezy. So sometimes I think that Nigerians don't weigh the options as well. Like, what
just
city
want to get
are
out,
you
which
going
is why a
to?
lot of
Like
women end up in
because
prostitution.
The opportunities
I guess
are
it's
better out
there.
there, then they just look at it and say, well, I have more
It's worth taking the
opportunities.
risk.
I mean,
It is. I mean, because even if the racism, I still sleep in a comfortable bed. I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But here, you can see someone work like a dog and not still be able to take care of his family.
I mean, I've seen the conversation of our doctors leaving Nigeria a lot. And I have
that's
few
the brain
doctor
drain.
friends. He mentioned that too. I have few doctor friends. And I had to ask one of them one day, say, what exactly is the problem? Why are you guys leaving? And she said it's almost impossible for you to get your housemanship. And that is what you need to make sure you've gotten to that point where you earn well, you get better work hours and all, but they make it impossible for new people to get into that system.
Right.
So you have an exam you have to take. The exam, once you pass it, that's a whole miracle on its own. Then you will not be posted, and then they tell you the exam expires in, I think, 3 years or 2 years or thereabouts.
do it again.
You have to do it again. So they keep going around this circle, and they just get tired and say, you know what? Let's go somewhere that will be appreciated and paid better. So it's a big problem.
It's a big problem indeed. Time for another break. When we come back, it'll be time for an interesting conversation on the college admissions scandal. Keep it here. It's the hottest entertainment stories coming up right here, right now. This is Tea Time.
Thank you for the tea.
Between yourself and MI, who's the best rapper?
I'm the best rapper. MI is maybe second after Magneto.
Nice.
Fame is fickle. It's a huge distraction.
Guys, I'm a good guy now. Come on.
Give me your account number, make a transfer.
You get the money? 4 million.
I started getting scared when Yoruba boys started saying, you know, we worry people.
If you are good, my dear, you are good.
My kind of person, I'm not ready to cry over any man.
You look like Jarul, no?
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, just the looks, that's all. Not the account.
Wow.
Welcome back. It's still Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story. Hollywood actress Felicity Huffman, who has officially and emotionally pleaded guilty in the college admissions scandal. Okay, so I think the last time we spoke about this, Elsie, you were telling us that she had agreed to do some things before she pleaded guilty, and I think that's also I think it's definitely come to light now, because I think they're going to give her between 4 to 10 months. Between
4 months.
4 months.
Yes,
And then
exactly.
20,000.
They're saying at the lowest.
Isn't that interesting? The fine is 20,000 and what she paid for was 15,000.
Oh, you saw that?
I was just like, what are you
connected
doing?
the dots. I was like, for real? You're paying 20K
Please tell me
and
that you
you
also see white supremacy working for these people,
No, but
like
she
white
agreed
privilege.
It's a plea deal.
It's a plea
And that's how
deal,
it works.
exactly, and that's what she
So
was saying.
for the other
Because
woman,
someone like Lori Loughlin, she hasn't
has
agreed,
refused, so
and she paid
Because she's talking about
$500,000.
$500,000. Do you know how long she's going to go away
No,
for?
not necessarily. Some people who have paid even 15,000 would not have necessarily agreed.
I mean,
or
for
pleaded
Felicity now,
guilty.
she would have gotten close to 20 years if she and she
If she
did,
had
and she's
not.
getting
That's
4
the thing,
months.
she's
So
gotten
that's
4
why
months.
people always go for plea deal and come out to tell you I'm guilty. Just
I mean,
to
it
break
means that she
down.
has a criminal record and she was guilty and stuff. But I still think that it's white privilege.
Yeah.
If you look at this not from just a separate entity, people sell drugs on the marijuana that's legal in almost half of the states in America. They take plea deals and they still end up life in prison. That's this girl's
For a
job.
plea deal?
Yeah, for a plea deal. What's her name? Kim Kardashian's job.
You know what? You saying that makes me I want to ask you and sort of
No, that's
a little
cocaine,
bit.
though.
Sorry.
That's a level.
The girl that
Sorry.
Kim Kardashian released was selling weed.
I was going to ask you, your take on, the whole, because I don't think we've ever discussed that with you. The whole, what's his name? Justice Smollett case.
Oh yeah, you have this. I've been on the show.
Okay, so
yeah.
what's your take on like him getting all of the 16 counts charges, you know, dropped?
There's obviously something in there as well. I
Okay.
mean, but you see, the thing is that his case is not finished.
Yeah.
Right. So it's hard to finalize that. I'm only talking about cases that have been
talking
finished.
about like the charges
number of
drop or the white
charges.
supremacy thing that you're
Yeah, but-
saying.
yeah.
In
He's
this
not
case,
white.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's my point exactly. So there's no kind of supremacy
He's trying to say
going on.
slamming him or it's a
It's
whole
just-
16 count charge.
Yeah.
Is that not too much?
No, I don't think
that's
that's what
not
What
it
are you
is.
talking about?
That,
Okay,
what
so what
Tokumbo
are
is
you saying?
actually asking is that the fact that the charges against him were dropped and then he got to let
For
go of
now,
his
if
bail.
this isn't
yeah,
over.
Yeah, it isn't over, but he just wanted
Well,
to
it
get
was
your
over at some
take
point.
on.
It isn't over because people stood up.
Yeah,
No, the court
Donald
itself
Trump,
has said that
after Donald
After
Trump and the
Donald
city
Trump.
of Chicago
Yeah.
sued him. But before then, all charges
Were
were
dropped.
dropped.
right
completely.
So you're saying
See-
that because he's not a white man, there's
No,
black
no, no.
privilege? What are you talking
Let
about?
me explain. So Kumbo is trying to say that don't you think is also being
Whitewash.
treated
Differently,
because
he's not
a
fully black.
celebrity. No, because he is famous. Like they're saying that we have two systems of justice: one for the famous and the rich, and then one for the regular people.
Yeah.
Which is what you're talking
Okay, guys.
about the girl that
I
was
think we
selling
should come back
marijuana.
to them because
So
we've been
you took us far away, and then we had to
Yeah,
back.
so-
Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, I'm talking about black. There's an obvious mass incarceration of black people in America, unarguably, by fact, right?
Globally, to be precise.
Exactly, but if we're even talking about America, is 90% of people who are in prison have been massively incarcerated, meaning that they did small crimes and they're spending life in
Yeah.
prison. And we're not seeing that with any other race. That's what I'm saying. So now, I'm saying now, bring this woman's context, this Felicity woman, who's done a crime that's supposed to be 20 years.
And it's getting just
and then
4
her
months.
crime was because she paid and cheated and corrupted the system
Right.
for 15,000, is getting a bill for 20,000 and spending only 4 months.
Yeah, they have to make gain now,
Okay,
you know.
all right. I think we should move on to our next story.
We haven't
because
even
we've
touched
run-
on the story.
Yes, but we need to move on because I don't think we're going to have much time on it. It's regarding Iyabo Ojo
Okay.
and her recent social media post. You know, so she said that on the night
While I'm
that-
getting your take, can you talk slowly? Jesus, you love me too much.
No, he said you keep talking while he's
Because that's how the video was.
Okay, all right.
so you're saying-
yeah, so I was saying she said on the night that she on the night that they got married, that her husband told her that he didn't really love her, that he got married to her because
What's up
she,
with that, please? Is that a
that
Nigerian
she-
thing?
That because
She was pregnant.
Is that a Nigerian thing to marry someone just because they're pregnant?
Yeah.
It's a Nigerian
But
thing.
there
I
are-
think
well,
it's
men-
not-
there are
yeah,
men
other places,
that-
there are some men who feel compelled to marry you.
But if you're
You know, it's not
watching,
just
it doesn't
Nigerian
work
thing.
anymore.
No, I think,
That's the thing,
I think
yeah.
it's,
Just
it's
saying.
an African thing because
I was
they
going to say it
think,
doesn't happen where I've lived.
yeah, because it's more like
Guys, let's not say that for a fact. I've seen it happen elsewhere.
no,
In this
definitely
capacity
it
like he does
but we're
in
talking
Nigeria.
about
No, I'm
the-
saying
I think
if you
it
want to
happens
marry, so if
everywhere,
you're
actually.
exactly,
If we're
you
checking
want
the
to marry,
Especially when you
ratio.
come from a family where they would never take
takes
you having child out
out-
of wedlock.
exactly.
Whether
But you
are
don't
a
think
boy
it's more
or a
prominent
girl.
in a culture like
No, you're saying
Nigeria?
prominent
That's
now.
the thing,
So
exactly.
that's what
Yeah,
I
that's what
mean.
we-
That's the question. I said, does that happen commonly
like
here?
that's why I
the
said if we
question.
compare the ratio
Between anywhere else and,
and Africa.
No, but you guys are giving the impression that it doesn't even happen
No,
anywhere.
that's so,
what I'm saying.
that
You're
was-
that was the
projecting
impression you
now.
guys got, but that was that wasn't
Okay.
what
Alright,
was
so back to the
intended.
story. Who wants to continue on giving their own view?
Well, I have a friend who this also happened to. He had to marry his girlfriend because she got pregnant, and they were not happy. They split up after like 6 months or
Of course.
thereabout. You get so this is not anything new, but I like the fact that Iyabo Ojo is actually sharing this because a lot of girls these days even think to hold a man down, I should get pregnant
People
for him.
still do that.
You understand? So people still do that. They still want to hold you down with pregnancy. So it doesn't mean if you get pregnant for me, it's not going to increase my love, and it's not going to change my love if there was any. Sometimes, in some cases, if I'm not ready, the fact that you tell me you're pregnant, it may even make me stop loving you because you should have known better. Because I thought we had a connection. I thought you knew I wasn't ready. I thought you knew I can't afford
Maybe it should be a case
to
of
care.
we should have known better.
Yeah, it's we should have. I'll thank you for correcting me.
Go,
Yes,
Elsie.
we should have known better. But
You mean when the person is doing it to bad belly, you like?
Yeah.
They call it trapping, like when you deliberately get yourself pregnant.
Especially in the case of celebrities. That's why you find a lot of celebrities saying that, no, I'm not a child, I need to do a paternity test, because a lot of these ladies just want to thirsty, like I've been saying all along. But
condom. As you were saying.
Keep advocating for condoms, and
it's important now.
This is a family show.
You need condoms. Families should know that the contraceptives are important.
Children are watching.
But you know what? What I'm trying to say is, it gets to a certain level in a relationship where I would be the one to get you the contraceptive. And when you know for a fact that we have had unprotected sex, and then you still go on without going to take contraceptives, which you're used to, which I would probably get for you, then at that point, it becomes your fault not to take care of yourself. I think, because you know that is the way we do it.
Not to digress too far, I think the Iyabo Ojo's video and this whole, like, you know, him telling her that he doesn't love her on her wedding day and all of that stuff, and the reason because she was married, I think that is also another symptom of the bigger problem, the same inequality for women, and the fact that, like, because I've had a child, I need to be married off. Even that idea is a bit sick. It's a bit like, because I have a child doesn't make me some cripple that needs to be shipped off to some man's house for integrity and stuff. So if we start to deal with the bigger problem of, like, how do we see single parents and how do we see women who are not married who have kids, then, you know, we reduce the chances of somebody else falling in the hands of Iyabo Ojo.
On that note, we're going to wrap up on Tea Time this morning, but you can join us this afternoon for a brand new episode of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Ife Square and Elsie, the production team, our group of stylists, Kudi's Empire and Liz Harrison. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you later this afternoon.